So, good afternoon, all. So, why are we here? We are here to do the RTP for the Jan 26 attempt. And, guys, when we are doing the RTP, especially our exams are fast approaching. So, when you're doing the RTP, I hope you guys have not done the RTP. So, what we will do is you will think like you are thinking for the exams. And in case, assume question number 2 is difficult for you, assume you will mark question number 2 star, or you will write somewhere question number 2 is difficult, and you will only redo the difficult questions. Once you have attended the session or once you have viewed the session, don't again go and do the entire RTP, MCQ or descriptive. Do only those questions which are difficult. Are we clear? And every time you have to do new questions. If all okay, come on guys, promote. Let's proceed. Can we start? Okay. So let's start. So this is RTP for the Jan 26 attempt. Okay. So first we are going to solve the MCQ. Okay. So for the exams, you have to. My advice is this is a case scenario MCQ. And I think it's visible, right? This is the case scenario MCQ. What is your approach? Will you sit and read the entire paragraph, or will you go to the questions first? And of course, you will go to the, you will go to the questions first. But since you guys have come here, can I read the para so that we can revise few concepts? Is that okay? Can I read the paragraph so that few concepts we can discuss? Okay. Share. Read. CA Anuj is in practice for the past few years as the proprietor of Anuj and Associate. So the Anuj is who? Who's Anuj? Anuj is the. Can you say Anuj is who? CA. And what is the other word for CA? We say three-party relationship. And I'll take it as a revision time also. Very good. Three-party relationship. You remember in chapter number 1, three-party relationship. Who are the three persons, guys? Practitioner. Chapter 1, intended user, and the persons who prepare the financials are called as the responsible party. So, practitioner, intended user, responsible party. Here, Anuj is called as who? The person who's going to do the audit or the work, the engagement. So, he is called as the practitioner. Okay. Next sentence. He is very keen on documentation aspects while performing the assurance engagement. At which standard came to your mind? And I take it as a revision, okay? Documentation, essay, 230. And is it only 230? Because they said assurance engagement. 230 is only audit documentation. This is not only audit, assurance engagement. What are the assurance engagement? Chapter 1. Can you guys say what are the assurance engagement? How many types of engagements are there? Can someone say? Evlo types of engagement. 4, na? Audit is there. Come on. Review is there. Assurance is there. One more engagement is there. Related services. Array, you guys forgot. In this, audit, review, assurance. These three together, you call it as what? Assurance engagement. So, there is a standard which says that you have to maintain engagement documentation. Can you say which standard says audit documentation is SA 230? You said correctly. That is audit documentation. I'm asking you engagement documentation. Which standard says? Audit documentation is correct. Not 220, not 310. Array, from where you got 310? 210? Wow. One of them said correctly. It is SQC1. Audit in essay. Only for audit essay is applicable. For other than audit, review, assurance, related services, etc., SQC is applicable. So if you go back and see SQC, they say you have to maintain engagement documentation. Can you reply whether you understood? For audit, it is SA 230. And for other than audit or for audit plus other engagement, SQC applies for audit and other engagement also. Okay. Can I proceed? I said not take it as a revision time, not just question solving. He handles various corporate and non-corporate clients with team members. The proprietorship concern also handles review engagements. Now look, what engagement? Review engagement. For review engagement is essay applicable. For review, essay applicable ano? Applicable ada? Applicable. Answer is no. For review, it is SRE. Whereas SQC is applicable. SQC is applicable for all engagements. Review engagement as well as engagement to report on prospective financial information. The prospective financial information means which engagement is it? Future, other than historical. So which standard or which type of engagement? Prospective financial information. Very good. Prospective financial means it is assurance. Assurance means it is SAE. Okay, continue. As per the requirements of the client, presently he is handling the audit. How? Audit essay of Buddy Enterprises, a partnership firm. Can I know who is this Buddy Enterprises partnership firm? The Buddy Enterprises is the client, or can we call them as the responsible party? For the year 24-25 in the busy audit season, the business enterprises is also availing cash credit. At which chapter came to your mind? Cash credit. Cash credit of 10 lakh rupees. Which chapter came to your mind? Very good. Bank audit. Chapter 10. At a cash credit. You remember? Sanction limiter, drawing power. 10 lakh is what? Is it sanction limiter, drawing power? Can you guys say? 10 lakh availing. So what is 10 lakh standing for? 10 lakh is they have availing. Availing means they have given the sanction limit. So sanctioned limit is 10 lakh. So 10 lakh is sanctioned limit. The bank has given a limit of 10 lakh. The firm's deed also contain a clause stipulating audit of financial statement by CA. However, there is no legal requirement to get the accounts audited. Its profit before tax is 15 lakh. Now, can you reply whether the first para, this particular para, clear for you? Now, I'm revising so much of concepts. Can you reply whether this is clear? See, here we started with chapter 1. Here it's going to chapter 10. Okay. Now continue. The audit team has planned everything right from risk assessment procedure to test of controls as well as substantive audit procedure. But a risk assessment procedure is say trap to identify and assess risk. Very good, 315. And they are doing test of controls and SAP. But a test of controls and SAP is done as a part of response to risk, to respond. So it is essay 500, it's there, plus it is there in essay 330. That is essay 330, correct. Audit plan. Continue. The audit plan program have been duly documented. A plan essay 300. However, during the course of audit, some information has come to the notice of the team that requires changes in the plan that could lead to revision of strategy. Can the plan be changed? Can you revise the plan? Yes, like changes in the circumstances, new information, etc. And there is an important sentence. എടാ ഓർക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? Remember? ജ്ഞാപകം ഇരുക്കാ? Planning and strategy are closely interrelated. Changing one would result in consequential change in other. Chapter 2, guys. All these are there in chapter 2. Whenever I say chapter, it is ICA material order. And if second para is clear. Okay. And the team is wondering about documentation. And whenever there is change, do you need to document the change? Whenever you revise the strategy plan, do you need to? Yes. And when we study essay 300, they say you have to document 3 things. Anyone? You have to document the strategy. You have to document the plan, and also you have to document the changes. What reason for change and what procedure you did because of the change. Now, are we clear with the second para? Can you reply? Okay. Can I go to the next? Okay. Another team member K has understood the meaning of sufficient and appropriate evidence while conducting audit. But you know, right? Sufficiency is quantity, appropriateness is quality. However, he is wondering over obtaining. Now, can I change the page? Sufficient and appropriate evidence in case of assurance engagement, which may not be in the nature of audit. But initially, I started by asking you this. When I said this, what are the assurance engagement? How many assurance engagements are there? Come on, tell me, how many assurance engagement are there? How many? 4 engagements are there. How many assurance are there? 3. Audit is an assurance engagement. Review is an assurance. Assurance is also an assurance. Do you need to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence for other than audit? Tell me yes or no. Very good concept, very good question is there based on this. And if you look our class notes, you can refer also. I have given specifically for review, you give only a limited assurance, but still evidence should be sufficient and appropriate. Don't you guys remember? Hello buddies. Answer is for auditor, review or assurance, evidence should be sufficient and appropriate evidence. But for review, you give only a limited assurance. But evidence should be always sufficient and appropriate. Can I get an acknowledgement whether you understood? If I just go reading and just say the answer and go, then you can do it yourself. Here I'm trying to explain and revise some concepts. Okay. Where am I? I lost the flow. Here. At the initial stage, team determined materiality. For the FS as a whole, 5% of profit. 5% of 15 lakh was the profit, 5% 75,000. K was concerned about documenting the materiality. Which essay came to your mind? Materiality, guys. Essay. 320. Do you need to document the materiality? Answer is, you have to. What all you have to document? What all you have to document? Materiality of FS you have to document. Materiality with respect to ABCD, account balance, class of transaction, disclosure. There is something else. Aggregate only, small amount you will fix. That is called as what? Performance materiality. And even if there is a revision or change, you will document. And one question. Is performance materiality higher or lower than actual materiality? Example. In our case, materiality they have fixed at 75,000. Is performance materiality lower or higher? Very good. Performance materiality is always lower. Why? In aggregate only it will become material. Can I get an acknowledgement if you are clear with the third para? Third para? Third line. Correct. Third. K vividly remembers that assurance engagement includes three-party relationship. I think we have already discussed practitioner, intended user, and a left of one. Practitioner, intended user, and responsible party. However, another team confronts with the meaning of three-party. Nothing. Can you carefully read the last para? Buddies. In accordance with the sanction letter, it has been stipulated by the bank. Bank is required to give the quarterly stock statement. During the quarter ended, value of the stock declared is 10 lakh. Margin is 20%. But do you remember how much was the sanctioned limit? Bank cash creditor. How much was the sanctioned limit? What have we discussed now? Very good. Sanction limit was 10 lakh. Drawing power. How will you calculate drawing power? Stock plus debtors adjusted by margin. Here, have they given debtors value? Read the last para. Have they given the debtors value? No. They have just given the stock value. How much is the stock? Hello, stocker. The stock 10 lakh. How much is the margin? 20%. So can you calculate, very simple, can you calculate what is DP? DP is drawing power. How much is drawing power? We do big calculations now. This is just stock. Stock is 10 lakh minus 20%. So you get 8 lakh. Ma'am, how? 10 lakh into 20%. 2 lakh is the margin. 10 lakh minus 2 lakh. 8 lakh is the drawing power. So how much you can withdraw? Sanction limit or drawing power, whichever is higher or lower, or whichever is lower. So 8 lakh. Are we clear? And I was discussing this question so that so much concept you will be able to revise. Was that useful for you? Can you reply? Now guys, can I go to the question? Since we discussed this much, question will be like a piece of cake. Easy peasy. Simple, nisara. Question 1. And you have to say, I'm waiting. Considering the dilemma of J, in the case scenario, which of the following is most appropriate? Strategy has to be documented only. Only plan has to be documented. Both strategy and plan. Strategy, any changes during the plan. Strategy, the plan, reasons for change should be documented. So the answer is very simple. As we discussed, all the three, strategy, plan, changes along with the reason should be documented. Essay 300 says so. Can I proceed to 2? Next. Guide K regarding the most appropriate statement of obtaining sufficient and appropriate evidence. But I think we discussed this well. When you have to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence, it's not only for audit we said. Can you read and say which is the answer? Sufficient and appropriate evidence is only in case of audits. So other than audit, not required. A. Sufficient and appropriate to be obtained in case of audit, review, and engagement of prospector, meaning assurance also. Sufficient and appropriate is required for audit and review. Sufficient and appropriate is to be required in case of all audit. So, which is the correct option? Okay. Why only one of them saying others? Why others are not saying A or B or C or D or? It A option says it is only for audit, that too statutory audit alone. B says it is for auditor, review, and even prospective, meaning assurance. C says only for audit and review. D says for only audits. So someone said C. C says audit and review, assurance illa. For all assurance engagement also we need sufficient. So answer is B. Anaga, it's not C, it is B. Even for assurance we need sufficient and appropriate. Oh, Anugraha, sorry. And if 1 and 2 clear, say 3 na. 3. Come on. Life is a race. Run. Hello, guys. Okay. Advice K regarding the most appropriate statement in respect of documenting materiality. Materiality 320. Materiality of 75,000. And you remember in the case study, they fixed 75,000, 15 lakh profit, 5% of 15 lakh, 75,000. Performance materiality, which is more than materiality, has to be documented with 75,000. Performance materiality, which is less than materiality, along with 75,000 to be documented. Performance materiality, which is said at par, equal level, should be documented. This we have discussed. Answer is both materiality, as per 320, both materiality and performance should be documented. So it's not A. See, performance materiality is not more, it is less. So answer is C. It's not par also. Performance materiality is less than actual materiality. Can I go to 4? Which of the following combination best describes the three-party relationship? And here we said three-party means Anuj. Anuj is whom? Practitioner. Then can you say who's the responsible party? Responsible party is that partnership from Buddy or something like that. And third is the intended user. So who are the three party? One, Anuj. Anuj is there everywhere. Not the individual. Second, who is the responsible party? Responsible party is the management. And third is not income tax authorities, intended users. So the answer is D. And I hope it's clear. All these things we have discussed, right? Can I proceed to the last question of the case scenario? Come on, buddies. Okay. Fifth. This is simple. Regarding the drawing power, regarding the drawing power, can you say which of the following statement is which of the following statement is true regarding the drawing power? I think this also we discussed. Drawing power is sanction limit is 10 lakh. Drawing power is 8 lakh. So the answer is again the answer is D. 10 lakh or 8 lakh, whichever is lower will be the drawing power. Are you clear? See guys, this we took so much of time because we were revising it. But I think that was effective since it is a revision. If you want to do the RTP, we can finish these questions in few minutes. But I thought since you guys wanted to revise, ഇങ്ങനെ പോകുന്നതല്ലേ നല്ലത്. ഇത് തന്നെ better. Come on, take rest for 30 seconds. Come on, come on, come on. Sharp 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, I want you to say proceed. Hello, 30 seconds. Your time starts now. Who all are having tea, coffee there? Come on, 30 seconds. 25. No need of 30 seconds, huh? Okay. Okay, coming. 1 second. Proceed. Okay. And our next three questions are general MCQ. Hey, what does that general stands for? General means it is individual MCQ. So quick. Each question I'll give you only 1 minute. Okay. So quick, guys. 1 minute. The auditor of PAC. A pickle manufacturing company notices that company is expanding operation into North India states in the financial year, but related internal control system remains same to handle increased volume, and consequently auditor concludes misstatements will not be prevented, detected, corrected by controls. Very easy. Which risk is involved? Audit risk has three elements. What are the three elements? Inherent risk, control risk, detection risk. Inherent risk is the susceptibility that misstatement will not be prevented even if there is a control. Example, technology change. Control risk is the risk that internal control fails to detect, prevent, correct misstatement. Detection risk is the risk that our audit procedure fails. So here, very clearly, they say internal control fails to detect. So answer is control risk. Are you clear? Easy na? ROMM has ROMM, risk of material misstatement has how many elements? Risk of material misstatement has how many elements? 2. What is 2? IR, inherent risk, control risk. DR has how many elements? DR has how many elements? 2. What are those 2? Very good, Danya. What are those 2? Sampling risk, non-sampling risk. Very good. We study in SA 530 also. Then, last question. Internal control has how many elements? 5. Not 6, 5. CRIMI. I'm not expanding that, please. I will say CRIMI. Control environment, risk assessment, procedure, information system, monitoring, entities, control, activity. So that was only a revision, not required for this question. Here the answer is clearly control risk. So can we go to next one? Second last question in MCQ. 7th. The auditor of XYZ Limited performed procedures to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence covering each and every impacting the every area impacting the FS by 20th of July. And whenever you see the date, 2 essay should come to your mind. Please type which 2 essay. Before signing the audit report on 16th September, auditor becomes aware of the incident. 2 essay, one is essay 560. Because of this, there can be an impact in going concern. So here, before signing the audit report, meaning after FS and between audit report date. So which essay? Mainly it is essay 5. Hello, it is essay 560. Without even looking in the answer, can you say it is between FS date and audit report date? Look out our class notes. How many procedures are there? One. Three procedures, no. First, whether management has properly identified. If so, whether it is reflected in FS, then we will perform the procedure like obtaining written representation, inquiry, etc. So this is before the audit report date. Can you say? Perform audit procedure to obtain evidence that all events between FS date have been identified. First. Second, if subsequent events that require adjustments are properly reflected in FS. Third, obtain representation that management has properly done. Is it only one? Is it 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1, 2 and 3 are? Very clearly it is all three. Essay 560 between FS and audit report date. Last question da. MCQ in RTP Jan 26 is over. Come on. While conducting the audit of Sandhya Limited, having turnover of 200 crores and borrowing from bank 50 crores, audit team is determining the accounting policies, the methods, recording the debt appropriate consistently, and also verifying the loan. By doing so, audit team is trying to satisfying about what? Which is the item which they are going to check? Can you say which is the item which they are going to check? Tell me that before you say the answer. Which is the item they are going to check? Borrowings from the bank. So when you are checking the borrowings from the bank, okay, they want to check the accounting policy, the sanction letter. When you check the sanction letter, you will know the amount. How much is the amount? The amount followed. The policy, whether liability is properly recorded. Sanction letter will say the amount. Amount. Now can you say? By saying all these policy, it's not completeness alla. Presentation and disclosure something in schedule 3. For existence is confirmation. Answer is valuation. Come on guys. How was it? MCQs. Can you reply? So now we are going to start with the descriptive part of the RTP. Okay. So on the descriptive part, I'm not going to show the answer and say, okay, this is the answer. This is the point we have to write. Here we are going to analyze and discuss the points. If you want to see the exact answer, it's there in the RTP. Here we are going to analyze like in the exam. Okay. So keep replying. So going to the descriptive. First question, the descriptive. Mickey and Associates are the chartered accountants were appointed as the auditors of STI Limited, a textile manufacturing company of the financial year. Management discussed with the newly appointed auditors that company has been suffering losses for the last few years. And also directors suspecting that accounts were not properly maintained may contain fraud or error. So in the given situation, management requested the auditors to give complete assurance or guarantee about the FS of the company. Now comes the question. Can the auditors give complete assurance or guarantee? Discuss with respect to objectives of auditing. See, you heard the word assurance, guarantee, objective. So which essay will come to your mind? Irrespective whether don't look at the chapter heading. Come on. Essay 200. So essay 200 talks about 4 things. Do you know the main heading of essay 200s? Nature of auditing is there. So objective of auditing is there, scope of auditing is there, inherent limitation is there. Here, what we are supposed to write? Here we are supposed to write about the objectives. So practice writing and workout is very important, guys, because we are reading, but we are not able to present as for the exams. So can you think for the exam, how will you start? What is in the first part? How will you present? Don't look at the answer, please say. So it's a descriptive question, 4 marks or so. So how will you start? Can you say the format? Come on. First, we will put a heading. And a heading is only for what do you call proper presentation. No separate marks for that. So put a heading. What? Objectives of audit. Objectives of audit. Then first para. How will you start the first para? Can you say? How will you start? Ada, here I'm teaching you how to present. Come on. First you will write as per essay. As per essay 200, write the name. Overall objectives of independent auditor and conduct of audit in accordance with standards. Now write, auditor has to provide reasonable assurance whether financial statements are free of material misstatement due to fraud or error. This will be the first part of the answer. First para. Now, in the second para, you will start explaining. They have asked about the objective. This is just an introductory para, 2 sentences. Now, you start from the next para. Start. They asked you whether can you give a absolute assurance. Can we give an absolute assurance? Answer is no. So, from the second part, you will start explaining. What will you write in the second para? You say, first, reasonable assurance is not absolute assurance. Now you will write about reasonable assurance. Reasonable means it is a high level assurance but not complete assurance. And it is not guarantee. And I'm just writing the keywords only. Okay. So then you will add audit is done to express opinion on true and fair view. On true and fair view and not guarantee. No. Don't stop. Next second parallel, next point you will write. Misstatements can occur due to, misstatement can occur due to fraud or error. So as an auditor, we are giving only a reasonable assurance that it is free in totality. Are you listening? Totality. That's the next point. No. Next. And it's not over. Obtaining reasonable assurance whether financial statements are prepared as per AFRF. This is not guarantee. Finally, our objective is to communicate or to form an opinion and communicate to users as per essay. But in the second para, you have to write this much. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 big points. Then you will write, in the given case, they have asked you to give absolute assurance or guarantee. Then conclusion. Third para is in the given case. And lastly, you will conclude. Thus. What will you conclude? Hello, how will you conclude? Thus. How will you conclude? Thus, auditors cannot provide absolute or guarantee. Can you reply whether you understood or not the presentation? The first para, you'll start with the intro. Second para is the main elaboration. In that 4 points are there. 4 all should come. Nothing should be missed out. Then in the given case, with the conclusion. Now, can I ask you, did you think, okay, when you read the question, every one of you said essay 200. I agreed. But did you ever think of the answer in this format? Tell me, touching your heart, did you ever think of the answer in this exact format? And that is why I said workout is important. Students are so busy with studies, studies, studies. No one is giving importance for workout. Uh, unless you sit and do the workout, we won't think this much in the exams. So guys, please understand the importance of workout or practicing questions. Unless you sit and do, I'm saying with the, what you call, love towards you. Unless you sit and do, we won't have this much. Can you acknowledge whether you understood? Because this was a very simple topic. Simplest topic they can ask you is objective of auditing. But when they ask you, you will write generally. And there is no structured format in the answer. If there is no structured format and if the points are incomplete, out of 4, they will give you 1.5 or 2, right? I hope it is clear. So can I go to the next question? But after every question, we just have around 11 to 12 questions only. 12 questions, I guess. Can you say proceed to 2? Okay. Next. Mika. Mika Associates. Chartered accountants are appointed as the auditors of B Limited for the first time. Before commencing the audit, engagement partner considers integrity of directors, evaluates the compliance of ethical requirement, independence to avoid misunderstanding. Explain. Stage of audit planning process to be considered by engagement partner. And you remember, planning has 2 parts. What are the 2 parts in planning? Preliminary engagement activity and planning. Preliminary, you have 3 points. Acceptance, ethical requirement terms. Planning, 2. Strategy and plan. And do you remember this flow? Planning, P. P means preliminary engagement activity in that 3 subpoints. And planning, planning of strategy and plan. Now guys, when you hear about this in the exam, integrity of directors, compliance with the ethical requirement, first, now you might not be confused. In the exam hall, first essay 220, chapter 11 might come to your mind. Am I correct? Chapter 11, integrity. But here, they've asked you planning. But watch out, they have asked you about planning. Planning means it is essay. Hello? 300. Chapter 2 related. It's not chapter 11, it is chapter 2 planning. Now, in this, can you say which stage of planning? And I just showed you, is it preliminary engagement activity or is it planning strategy or planner? In which phase you will see about integrity of client, ethical requirements, etc. May I get a reply? It is preliminary engagement activity. But the thing is, you guys know the point. Okay, but unless it comes to the paper in a format required by ICI, we won't get the marks right. So can you say how will you present for the exams? Can you say the answer? So first put a heading. Preliminary engagement activity. Preliminary engagement activity. Now, how will you start? You can start directly. If you want, you can say, as per, they've asked you planning now. As per essay 300, planning. Planning activities comprises of, planning activity comprises of preliminary engagement and planning. This is only first part. First para, 1 sentence to 2 sentences enough. Now comes the main part. They have asked you identify which stage of audit. Okay, then write. In the given case, hmm, they are analyzing about the integrity of the directors, ethical. So this is which phase? Preliminary engagement activity in planning. Guys, this is the second para. Third para, you will explain preliminary engagement activity includes. P means preliminary engagement activity includes. And how many steps are there in preliminary engagement activity? There are. How many steps are? 3 steps. So all the 3 you sit and explain. First, acceptance and continuation of client. But I'm not saying you have to explain. Where you will see the integrity, ethical requirement, competence of the team, etc. Then you will say ethical requirement, whether there is any threat, if there is a threat, whether there is any breach, if breach, safeguard action. Finally, terms of engagement. To avoid misunderstanding, whether auditor had sent an engagement letter before commencement of audit. No need of conclusion here. Already in the given case you have written. This para is the elaboration para. Did you understand how to present? And I will be saying the presentation only for first 5 questions, and then we will discuss and go. Are we clear? Hello? And this you have to elaborate, okay? This you have to elaborate well. See, that the point is, it is unlike the other, meaning, usually students ask, like law, can you say a format for the answer? Unlike law, we can't say in the given case, provision, conclusion. Each question requires format. So for this, we have to sit and work out. Then you will get the flow. But unless we sit and work out, little difficult. So Ada, practice writing is very important. Please do it. And if this is clear, come on, come on, come on. Next, can you say proceed to next? Next is very easy. Spohm and Co. is a firm of CAs established in 2010 with major focus on audit practice. In the financial year 24-25, firm has 4 partners and 15 article assistants handling various internal audit, statutory audit assignments. Partners and article clerk assistants meet monthly to discuss various aspects of practical and academic issues. Now, while discussing various aspects of audit risk of material misstatement, partner as one of the articles to explain the concept of misstatement with the help of 5 examples. Hello. What is misstatement? Misstatement means tappu, tettu, wrong. And a misstatement is a difference between what it should be and what it is. എന്തായിരിക്കണം എന്താണ് എന്നായിരിക്കണോ എന്നാച്ചു. It's a difference between the amount in FS books and amounts required as per AFRF. Okay, so that's the first part. Second, they are asking you to give at least 5 examples of misstatement. Can you say which standard is it? No need to quote essay number as such, but still I'm asking you, which topic related question is it? Guys? Why no reply? Which topic related question? It is essay 315, but I would rather say it is more related to 450 also. 450 also. In essay 315, they say about 450. So I think it is more related to 450. So here, no need to write essay number because they have not asked. They have just asked a general question. What is misstatement? Give the examples. So you need not quote, but I feel it is more related to 450. Why? 450 is evaluation of misstatement. So it's more related to 450. 315 is identifying and assessing. Here there is no identifying and assessing. So anyway, can you say the format of answer? Only for 2 more questions I'll discuss the format. Rest I'll say the answer and go. Come on, say the format. Put a heading. Misstatements. Now, intro para. You can write intro. Auditor has to give reasonable assurance whether FS are free of material misstatement due to fraud or error. Just an intro. First para. Just one sentence. Then you write. Second para, they have asked misstatement. Misstatement is the difference between, but I'm not writing, come on, say difference between the amounts in what and amounts in what. The amounts in FS or books and as per AFRF. But right? Amounts in books, FS and as required by AFRF. This can be in the form of, there are 4 forms. Can you say what are the 4 forms? It can be in the form of presentation, classification, valuation, but I lost the flow. Presentation, classification, valuation, and one more thing was there, disclosure. This will be the second part of the answer. Third, they have asked you 5 examples. Can you give me some examples of misstatements? Don't say fraud error, that is too general. They have asked you examples. Are any examples? What to say? Over valuation of inventory. Any example? Over valuation of inventory. Then what? Overstating. Debtors. Overstating. Debtors. Then capital expenditure treated as revenue. That's right. Revenue. Misapplication of, this is very important, accounting policies. Accounting policies are misapplied. Then fake booking of fake purchases or fake expenses. They asked you 5 examples. 5. No need of in the given case, no need of conclusion. 3 para, answer simple. Can you acknowledge whether you understood? Okay. Can we go to next, guys? Audit evidence. Next. Hello. Kanmani, Chellam, Makkale. Come on, support. Next. With respect to 505, this is like a one word. This you can directly reply, I will hear. I won't say presentation. As per 505, external confirmation. Name appropriate term which is used in relation to the below statements. So they're asking you to say what is the term used for this statements. For these statements, what are the terms to be used? Can you reply? First, audit evidence obtained as a direct written response to the auditor from third party. It may be in paper form or electronic form. This is called as, hello, it's a direct thing. External confirmation. Next. A request that confirming party respond directly to the auditor, indicating whether he agrees or disagrees with the request provided in the information. He has to respond whether he agrees or disagrees. So such request is called as two types of request is there, positive and negative. This is called as the positive. Can I proceed? Okay. Next. Request that confirming party respond directly to the auditor only if confirming party disagrees with the information in the request. Come on, very simple. It is called as the negative confirmation. Now there is another form also, positive, negative. One more subtype is there. Two types are positive and negative. One more subtype is there. Anyone who's saying it's not required here? Positive confirmation, negative. One more is there, da. It's called as blank request. Very good. Da, you remember blank request? We say, na, confirming party, please reply. We don't say yes, no, blank request. It's also another form of external confirmation, blank request. Now next, failure of confirming party to respond fully to a positive request or confirmation request returned undelivered. This is called as, they are not replying that, they are failing. This is called as non-response. Next, a response that indicates difference between information requested. We asked whether 10 lakh. They said it is not 10 lakh, it is 9 lakh. Difference. The difference is called as what? We asked one thing, they said another thing. Don't say disagreement, we call it as exception. So these words, positive, negative, blank request, exception, non-response, reply unreliable, all these are terms used in essay 5, not 5. Are we clear with this? Hello, what's up? Proceed. Okay, 13th one. Can you read, guys? Sim and Co Chartered Accountant has been appointed as the auditors of Deloitte and Deloitte, a partnership firm, for the first time. The previous year's FS were not subject to audit. You see, last year FS were not subject to audit. During the audit, new auditors notices differences in some opening balance brought forward from previous year. With respect to relevant essay, explain objective of auditor. See, I'm not saying the presentation format. I've already discussed. So now we will go directly to the answers and finish. Now, can you say which essay is it? In classes, we say if you hear about opening balance, closing balance, which essay should come to your mind? 510. When 510 will apply? When either prior period is unaudited or audited by predecessor auditor. Here it is for the first time. They were appointed. Previous year was unaudited. So what is auditor's objective they are asking? So I'm not saying the format. So initial audit engagement, opening balance. As per essay 510. Format you have to see. How many objectives are there? Two objectives. First objective is to, what is the objective? Whether opening balance contains material misstatement that affects the current period FS. Second, accounting policies are consistently applied. If not, changes are properly disclosed. But this has to be presented in a format required. Proper heading, introduction, then come to the in the given case, and then come, okay, this is the objective. Of course, this is the elaboration part. Are you getting the point? Okay. And can I go to the next? No, can we go to the next? And I'm not spending other time for talking, but we have to finish. It's your precious time. Come on, quick, 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 quick. In the balance sheet of Watches Limited, I watch it. Additions of worth 20 crores are appearing. Additions, property, plant, and equipment. Audit of the company, in addition to the procedures undertaken for verifying completeness of addition to PPE, while performing testing of additions, also wants to verify PPE purchase invoices are in the name of the company. Name the relevant assertion for verification of ownership and procedure to verify the same. But which item, can you reply? Which item are they trying to verify? It is PPE, property, plant and equipment. Balance sheet item, account balance. Which assertion they are trying to verify? At a balance sheet, there are mainly 4 assertions. Existence, rights and obligation, valuation, allocation, completeness. Whether it is in the name of the company. So they are seeing the rights and obligation. So name the assertion, rights and obligation. Now what is the procedure to verify? Chapter number 5, items in FS. Procedure, can you say? What are the procedure to verify whether it is in the name of the company? Ownership you have to check. Rights. Okay, think furniture, PPE, whether it is companies, property, plant and equipment. What all you have to see? First, you have to see whether invoices. Kyle come. Invoices, invoices of the assets are in the name of the company. Then, for the land, etc., whether title deed is in this name of the company. There is something called as sale deed, conveyance deed. If something is sold, sale deed, conveyance deed will be there. Okay. Now, there will be a register of charges. And if some property, plant and equipment is mortgage or so, you will check the register of charges. Are you getting? They have asked you in the second part to say about the procedure to verify the ownership. So these are the procedure you have to verify. When you heard this title deed, anything else in auditing came to your mind? Not required for this. I'm just asking you. Anything else came to your mind? Nothing else when you heard about title deed in auditing? Very good. Caro clause 1. Then, last point. In respect to additions also, additions also you should specifically check if this is in the name of the company. So there are 2 parts. First part, name the assertion. You have to explain rights and obligation. I'm not saying the format. And procedures. These 5 procedures you should write in sentence. Watch out the format. Correct format is required. Don't simply write, okay? Proper sentence you have to write. And when you write these words, title deed, sale deed, register, addition, it's full sentence. These are the keywords. So these words in the sentence you can just highlight. Highlight means with the pen itself underline. Did you hear that? You'll write, verify the title deeds, whether it is in the name of the company. So title deed you will underline. Can I proceed to the next? Hello. Guys, who's having lunch there? Come on. Next question. Yeah. FSY and Co. Chartered Accountant completed the audit of Himmat Law Limited for the year ended. The audit partner instructed team to finalize, assemble the documentation. Okay, you heard documentation. Which essay will come to your mind? Exactly 230. Essay 230. Immediately after signing the audit report on 15th September. However, audit team took this instruction lightly and forgot to assemble. Array. After 6 months, audit team started assembling and completed the documentation. When audit partner became aware of this, he called for a meeting of the staff and discussed the policies and procedures of the firm for timely completion of file changes to the documentation period of retention. Explain various points with respect to standards on auditing. Which all points will you write over here? Can you say which all points? See, one, timely completion, then changes, then they were talking about the period. Did you hear that, guys? So, which standard will apply? Audit documentation. As per essay 230. What all will you explain? First, you will explain regarding assembling. Assembling. Assembling, you have to say audit documentation should be assembled on a timely basis. Timely basis means not more than 60 days from completion of audit. It's only an administrative process, no new procedure, no new conclusion. Then here you have to quote SQC1 also. Can you acknowledge? One, they have said in the essay. Second, they've said about firm's policies and procedure. So you have to quote SQC1 also. So SQC1 regarding quality control of the firm states that firm should establish proper policies and procedure for the same. Then talk about the changes, guys. Can you make changes? Can you make changes? Hello? Answer is changes in administrative nature can be made during assembly. Changes in assembly processes allowed. Assembly process. Now you write about changes. Deleting, discarding, collating, sorting, signing off, etc. You have to write what all changes. Sorting, deleting, collating, signing off, you'll write. One more thing regarding retention. It should be retained for at least 7 years. Here also quote SQC1. So write well in 3 parts. Assembly, changes, retention. And quote SQC1, firm should have policies and procedures for the same. So proceeding to the next one. 16. GEM Limited has appointed GSP and Co. Chartered Accountants as the auditors. While conducting the audit, partner requested the management to provide written representation that it has fulfilled the responsibility for preparation of FS. They said written representation. So which essay will come to your mind? 580. As per AFRF, the manager finances of the view that since all records have been given, no separate representation is required. Explain. Hello? What will you write? Manager's contention is not valid. They have to provide the representation. But I want to know, what will you write about 580? Can someone reply? What will you write about 580? But also written representation. As per SA 580, auditor should obtain from management. Auditor from management TCWG a written statement to confirm or support our evidence. Can you say without obtaining written representation, can you complete the audit unless the management says your evidence alone is not sufficient? So you have to write that sentence. Audit evidence is not audit evidence is not sufficient without obtaining without written representation from management that they have fulfilled the responsibility. Unless they give a representation saying that they have fulfilled the responsibility, your evidence is incomplete. അവര് പറയണ്ടേ அவங்க சொல்லணும்ல they have prepared na they have to say themselves unless they say my evidence is incomplete, insufficient, not sufficient. Why? This is because auditor alone, and I have not prepared FS, auditor alone cannot judge. Auditor's evidence, we can write audit evidence alone cannot judge whether they have prepared and presented the financial statement properly. Are you following? Can you reply whether you understood these two para or points? Audit evidence is not sufficient without obtaining written representation from management regarding their responsibility. Second, auditor or audit evidence alone or solely cannot judge whether FS are prepared and presented. Are we clear? Now, don't stop. We wanted that they have prepared and presented. Now you write, written representation should contain matters regarding management responsibility, that they have designed the internal control, they have provided to the auditor all access. They said they have already given everything. Hence, the contention is invalid. Are you clear? So, in the answer, they have not written specifically, but I feel you should conclude like this. If written representation is not provided, 3 points. They will discuss with management, re-evaluate management's integrity, and you will even go for disclaimer of opinion, analyze its impact on opinion. Did you hear my conclusion? If written representation is not provided, first discuss. Second, re-evaluate management's integrity and analyze its impact. Even you might give disclaimer of opinion as per 705. I feel this should be a conclusion, but they have not given as such the answer. That also you can add. Can I get a reply? Did you think of all these points, guys? I've just touched about, I didn't say the exact presentation, but these points, etc., you should include minimum. Hello. Unless you say proceed to next, I won't proceed. Why? You should have all the fun. I will also have fun. Can we go to the next? Where to go? Next one. Next is a direct question. Essay 701 deals with communicating CAM. It is intended to address both judgment and as to what to communicate in report form and content. Explain the purpose of communicating key audit matter. So it's a direct question. You can say the answer. 701 key audit matter. And watch out the presentation, heading, intro. I'm not saying heading, intro. Then why CAM? Following are the purpose of including CAM. Can you say purpose of CAM? Exactly to enhance. Now you are giving additional matter. So to enhance what? Communicative value of audit report. Enhance communicative value of audit report. Second, greater transparency of audit. Audit has become more transparent. How? You are providing additional information. Now you can add, since you're providing additional information, users will get better understanding of entity and significant matter. Did you understand? This is a direct question now. Does just this sentence be careful? Additional information, so intended users will get better understanding about entity and significant matter. No need of writing in the given case, conclusion not required, but presentation start as required. And only 3 more questions. Let's do it, Da. We have done so much. Let's finish off with the glory. Oh, we have started our MCQ long back. Now we are at the verge of finishing 3 questions. Special feature, okay, different entity. One advice I have in different entities, one thing is hotel, hospital, education, club, charitable. All these students are, few of them are studying common points. But if you see exams, they ask specifically. So study specific points, then only it will be more useful for your exams. I will show you with the question. Wait. You are appointed as the auditor of Great Eastern Hotel. Earlier, it was general questions. Now they are asking specifically. Now the trend. A 5-star hotel, high hotel. As an auditor, what are the special points to be considered in verifying inventories? See, if you see few attempts back, they used to ask what are the points in hotel audit. So you can write the points. Here they are not asking you points in hotel. They are asking you points in verifying the inventory of a hotel. Tell me, here specific general they have asked you. Hello, here they have asked you specific points. How will you verify the inventory of a hotel? The hotel inventory, that vegetables, all those things, provisions they will buy. So how will you verify? So you can start with a heading. Okay. Start with a heading, inventories of a hotel. Hotel, right? Yeah, hotel. Then hotel has both portable and saleable inventories. Okay, like food, beverages. Such inventory should be properly documented and maintained. Yes. I'm coming to the format of answering. First para. Secondly, you'll write, following are the points to be considered in this regard. Can you say inventory? What are the points to be considered, guys? First, inventory provision. Come on, think of a hotel. What are the inventory? Inventory should be locked and kept under the custody of a proper manager. It should be locked and kept under custody of a manager. So, all inventory should be properly valued at the year end. Lock means key should be, key should be given only to the trusted personnel or authorized personnel. Even, hotel, etc. may use professional valuers. They will use professional valuers. Auditor may attend the physical count of inventory at the year end. That's it. Are you clear? Yeah, I just said the main points. So I felt this is the correct points. Expiry. So my advice is hotel, that's 7 audits now. Cinema, hotel, hospital, education, charitable, trust, NGO. 7. Those 7 study more specifically. Right now the exam trend is like this, I feel. What about a problem? Come on. Can we go to the next question? Bank audit, they have asked you to calculate something. Can we go? There are just 2 more questions. Come on. Now, can you read the next question? While verifying the provisions for advances of branch of HFC Bank as a part of audit, CA Mini notices credit facilities consisting of term loan to JT Mills have been classified under doubtful too. The outstanding balance in the above term loan account, 150. Value of security is 100. Branch made 75. Is the provision correct? Can you reply to what I'm asking? And how much is the outstanding balance? Outstanding loan, how much? We could have done here. And can you say how much is the outstanding loan? Outstanding loan is 150 lakh. How much is the secured portion? 100 lakhs. Now, secured is 100 lakhs. Same question we have did in the class. Not value, similar question. So 50 lakh is what portion? Unsecured portion. Now you have to, this is the theory paper. First. Now second parallel you write. As per the RBI norms, provision should be made. Provision for doubtful 1, doubtful 2, doubtful 3 you'll write. Here it is which one? Here it is doubtful 2. So doubtful 2, provision is how much the percentage can you say? 25, 40. 40% for secured and 100% for unsecured. And am I correct? Why am I alone? 40% right? Third parallel you write in the given case. Okay, for the secured 100 into 40. 40 lakhs. Unsecured 50 into 100. 50 lakhs. So total 90. How much provision bank made? And how much bank made? 75. Provision provided 75. 75. Hence, what will you say? Hence, provision is not proper. It should have been 90 in place of 75 under provision. Watch out the presentation. Are we clear? Like that, coming to the last part. Nikkano pono, nikkanuma ponuma. Should I wait or can we go? Hello. Last question. എത്രയോ ചെയ്തു ഇത് ചെയ്യില്ല എவ்வளோ பண்ணிட்டோம் இது பண்ண மாட்டோமா last question how much we did. CA Jatin is the auditor of XYZ Pharma. His brother-in-law partnership firm. His family relationship creates a conflict of interest that would unduly influence his professional judgment, making it difficult for him to provide unbiased opinion. Okay. In other assignment, tax audit of a company, Jatin is also required to prepare tax return. He fails to check the latest provision of income tax. CA Jatin has prepared GST returns of one of the client. Client instructs him to intentionally understate the sales to reduce tax liability. Now what they want? Identify which fundamental principle is involved in the above case. Chapter 11, how many fundamental principles are there? 5. Integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional competence and due care, professional behavior. So each thing you should present well. Right now I'm going directly. Can you say in the first case, which is violated? Family relationship, conflict of interest, unduly. So which is violated? Very good. Objectivity. Explain objectivity. Then you have to write in the given case. Hence objectivity. Can you say the next one? He fails to check the provisions. Failure. Fail to advise. Fail to do. He is not exercising his skills, knowledge. So it is professional, competence and due care. Last. Intentionally understates. So intentionally understates means false information he is giving. You should not have given. He is giving a false information. So integrity. Now you know the answer, but you have to present it well. In a way, ICA requires. So guys, that's it. Smile. How was the RTP? And I don't know whether you remember, we started by discussing the MCQs. Lot of things. I've not just discussed the MCQ. See, I've been saying the answers see, I was saying answer, discussing each standard like this. And for descriptive, I've discussed for the few questions, presentation like this. Please watch out. My sincere advice is studying, very good. But are you spending your time to work out? And may I get a reply? Are you taking time and sitting and working out like we did for the first question, simplest question? That objective when I asked, you didn't say this much. Are you sitting and taking out time for workout? Can you reply? Auditing one question take. Without seeing the answer or without seeing the material, are you thinking, hello? I'm sure that you would not do that. Then how will you think for the exam? My simple question, if you are not taking your time when you are studying for the workout, I will say this word workout. then how will you think for the exams? That's my sincere question for you. We have to do that. Unless we sit and work out without seeing the answer. But a simple question I'll say. I could have done the session like this. But objective, eh? Okay, objective. This is the first question answer. Eh? But if I show you the answer like this, will you think of the answer this much? You are reading. Reading time is over. Now our exams is fast approaching, exam is nearing. So reading time is over. Now I will say it is workout without seeing the answer. You have to sit with the pen, paper. What is in the first para? For every question, presentation will not be the same. Unless you sit and do, little difficult for the exam. That's why I was saying about the workout. So that's it, guys. So guys, let's put in the prayer BGM and end. Come on, what we will always say, successful, na? Always think in your mind that we will be successful. Okay? 1 second. Did you see that something? Always in your mind say we will be successful. Come on, type successful.